right when I press the button. Green. That's all I got. Right when I pressed the button, it was green. That's lovely. Okay. Alright, that's whatever. Boop. And then... boop. Alright. Good, good, good. Doop. 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 And then over here. Boop. Publish. And publish. Okay. Hi guys. How's it going? Oh, let me sit. I do know Veda, yeah. What's up? Hello there with ads. Hello Rift, welcome on in. Nathan, thank you for spending your taxes. Jams, thank you for spending your taxes. Nathan, congrats on grabbing first. Hope you're all doing well. Hello, hello, hello. We're digging, we are digging, yes. We have not too much more to go here, but we've got a decent amount left to dig, technically. Depends on your definition of decent. Oh, I did that wrong. Let's reattach my skull. Okay. So we still have this, all of this, which won't take us very long with this pickaxe. I don't have a ton of energy anyway today, but Greg, don't listen to him. Don't listen to who? I pinked. Greg, Pinked is a bad friend. He isn't subbed to you. Oh my gosh, Pink. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe it. You know, I don't regret killing you now. I don't regret killing you just a second ago. Her and my girlfriend have been DMing and I've been mentioned multiple times. That is scary. Hello, Unicus. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. So bad, nor are you. That's wild. Greg, it's not true. No, you're fine. You're fine, Pink. I'll allow it. It's okay. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to rip and tear through all of that stone. All of it. Every last bit. And then we will kind of go from there. There's a good chance that we may also go ahead and lay out all the deep slate across the floor. And we may even spend some time working on the walls here just to kind of make those a little bit bigger. But we'll see. Pinked. Thank you so much for subscribing on Twitch. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you. Ads already. Yeah, the ads run right at the beginning of the stream, and then you won't have it for another hour. Then you'll get ads again, and then you won't have it for another hour. It's just the way Twitch is. I hate it, but that's the way it goes. Wait, no, I'm here now. Never mind, I got an ad. Hello, Ish. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I appreciate you asking. Still got an ad. That's wild. They really just hit you with the ads after you subbed too. That's mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. YouTube ads. Ads suck. Can we just like all collectively agree on that? I hate ads. YouTube at least has a lot of control over it. I wish Twitch had a little bit more. I know that they gotta make money and offset costs, but I wish they would do it a little bit more, a little less interruptive, I guess. Digging, yay. Hello, loves. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Yes, we are digging today. It'll be a quick dig, and then we'll probably do a little bit of something else, but maybe fishing. You know how we are with our fishing, guys. Will Omnia have online multiplayer? Yes. Yes, it will. That is at least in the plans. I'd like to have unlimited multiplayer, but I want to start with just getting 2 people, like a co-op, and then eventually I'd like to expand that into 4-player testing, and then after that go into just full-scale tests with, you know, 8, 16, 100, you know. After a while, it's no longer about finding a hard limit, but just finding the theoretical limit with hardware. That's the big thing with it. Running it across multiple machines, it would be fine. I just don't know how it'll react necessarily. Hello, Looker. How do I say your name? I've said it before. It's been a long day. Daylight savings has me messed up. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but it's messed me up. Did you see the thing I sent? No. I forgot about that. That's my bad. Yay, fish. Yay, fish. Lily, thank you. How are you doing, Lily? It's good to see you. Thank you for submitting your taxes. Hello, Emmy. Hello. The whole gang is here. Oh my goodness. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? I will go ahead and just say, because I've been around for a little bit today over elsewhere, I want you guys, if you haven't already, to go follow King Alfie. Great streamer, fantastic person. He's doing a charity stream right now. He's in like the final hour, or maybe 2 hours. I don't know. I didn't really look too carefully, but he's a really cool dude. And I've been helping him a little bit in the past 24 hours, a little bit over that. Not only gathering stone for him, but also killing him, which is a lot of fun. So, you know, just go check him out sometime if you have a little bit of free time in the next couple of hours, or next hour, really, and go support him just a little bit. The time change is annoying. Me too. Hasn't affected me. Mine doesn't change until end of the month. That's crazy to me that you guys. How does that work? Wait. Wouldn't you think like the whole world would change on the same day? Why do we not? Like, daylight savings is made up anyway. You can't change my mind. That was a terrible idea for the general public. At least for today's stance. Like, we do not need it anymore. I don't know why we haven't shifted away from it fully. I know some countries have tried to move away from it. I know here in the US we have a couple of states that don't observe it. Like, for example, Hawaii and parts of Arizona do not observe daylight savings. But it's so weird to me that we still really do that in most of the world. It would just be really a whole lot better if everybody agreed to do it at the same time or not to do it at all. That's where I'm at with it. Because time conversion, like, we live in a world where we're not bound simply by barriers, like physical barriers. We're bound by time. That's the problem. Trying to plan something with Europeans is a pain in the butt as an American. Because there's, like, how many time zones over there? Plus, you know, the fact that some of us observe daylight savings, some of us don't. And, you know, I'm not calling for a unified time zone. I don't want that. But I just want daylight savings to go away, honestly. I think that there's no more trying to hide that. I'm fully anti daylight savings. Let's see. Could be better. That's fair. Similar here. Did you answer my question? If you did, I didn't see it because of lag. The Omnia stuff, I can answer that again. The plan is for it to have online multiplayer, yes. I intend for it to start with just 2 players and testing, but I'd like to expand that to 4, and then eventually 8. And then from 8, I think we could uncap it but give a list of recommended requirements per player so that people could expand servers to include a lot more people. But theoretically, you could have unlimited players even if I do set it to 2, because it would just require somebody changing one little line of code that would be easily modded to allowing them to have unlimited players, you know. But by default, starting with 2, going up to 4, after that 8, and then once it's stable at 8, I would feel comfortable enough scaling that up to any number. But I think for the vast majority of people, I don't foresee them playing on a world with more than 8 people, just because it gets really chaotic at that point. But I would love to be wrong. I would love to see huge player bases on galaxies full of hundreds of players. That would be insane. Deforesting an island on King's server. Nice, nice. We love that. Deforestation. Woo. I can't believe you've done this. Who am I kidding? I know you'd do it. What? Not read the DMs. Yeah, you know me. I'm really bad about that. I know. Hello, Nikita. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Yeah, American streams an hour early. Daylight savings is made for farmers. To have more sunlight time. Perhaps your part of the world is slightly different sunrise and set cycle. Yeah, but I mean, quite frankly, I mean, nowadays, I think it does more harm than good. Like, I understand why it was created. I think it doesn't help us any more than it used to. I mean, at one point in time, it was sort of instituted so that we would conserve energy and use less on lights. So, because, you know, you'd have more sunlight to work in, so you wouldn't need to burn oil or what's the word? Or use electric. You could just see. That was over... Was that over World War II, maybe? I don't remember. There was like a whole mandate over it. I want to say from the federal level here in the US. And it made a lot of people mad later on. And then the federal government said, yeah, you can do whatever. And then that's led to an issue now where everybody kind of introduced a bill, but it's like the least of our importance, which is fair. It is such a first world problem to have. Like, the biggest concern in my life is the fact that occasionally I have to lose an hour, or occasionally I gain an hour of sleep. That's the biggest concern in my life. I think I'm living an okay day, you know? I understand it's not the biggest of concerns. It's just, it is that minor annoyance. Where is, there it is. Okay. Nikita, thank you for splitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Nice 35. Did Nikita get a 35 stream streak? If so, GG's. GG's. I might invite some friends over and play with them. That would be awesome. I can't wait to, like, see that actually happen where people are playing my game. Like, I imagine that's very nerve-wracking. Playing, like, watching people play your video game. But there's something so satisfying about it as well, I imagine, where it's like, yeah, people are actually enjoying a work that I made. Now, if they don't enjoy it, then it's kind of like, maybe I should reconsider this whole thing. But in the case of them enjoying it, that sounds like amazing. That's just satisfying. I really hope that happens one day. Omnia would be sick as a LAN party, actually. I think that might be the best way to run it, because couch co-op, I imagine, probably will cause some issues. But I don't know that to be 100% certain. I don't know. I gotta think about it. There's a lot of technological limitations that I'm worried about, and I don't wanna promise things until I know more about the performance, because this thing is gonna be a beefy game. I don't think anything could really compare to it today. Because most games offload stuff to a server, or they offload it to your PC, and it's only graphics. But when it's like heavy processing, beyond just like, oh, you know, I'm playing a really beautiful game with ultra ray tracing and all that, and it goes into, this game is physics heavy, it's got so much simulation going on in the background, plus all of this thinking that the computer is doing, I imagine it's probably going to brick a lot of people's devices. I say brick, I don't mean like properly freeze and permanently disable the device. I mean, when I say brick, I just mean like it'll probably freeze it and cause it to shut off. Unless the computer is smart enough to kill the task before it kills the computer. But I know sometimes that's not always the case. Usually that's user error, though. How's everybody's day been, though? It's good to see you guys. I know it's been a long day for me. It's been a long couple of days. I got a little bit of work done Friday. And I've been writing that till the end of the weekend, really. I went through all of Saturday having done nothing, and then all of today I've done nothing, besides just helping where I can with other people's stuff, which has been fun. I've enjoyed it. But I do need to get back on the grind soon. I've got a video this weekend that needs to come out. And so I gotta do some planning for that, make sure it's all good. I've got a couple of more shorts that I want to make out of the most recent episode. And I may even consider dropping the Forever World into every other week instead. But I don't know if that would help me or not yet, because, well, my tendencies to put things off until the last minute, it's not gonna help me if I, you know, just change how often I'm putting things out. It'll just continue to be put off till the last minute. So that was a dumb idea, never mind. I'm thinking out loud for a lot of what I do. I do a lot of thinking out loud. I almost made today a King SMP planning day just to kind of think out loud about King SMP, because there is a lot about that I wanted to talk about, but I'm kind of waiting until a better time. As much as I do want to talk about that with you all and plan out some stuff, there's a little bit more research I need to do before I do that stream, just to make sure I'm fully aware of what I'm talking about. And also I want to make sure that, I also want to make sure that I don't start planning that way too soon, and then, you know, it comes out that it's not happening anytime soon and people are upset about that. I don't know. there's a lot of things I need to fulfill on my promises before I really start that. I don't know. I gotta think. Every other week should be fine. The stream VODs are basically long Forever World episodes, and a 2-week gap would allow them to be watched before next episode. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I've been releasing them so frequently. We're already almost at. I mean, we're coming up on episode 7. This will be episode 7. Jams, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. What was I saying? Right. I feel like I'm putting out so many episodes, and like even though they're not like huge episodes, you know, that's kind of the trouble I'm running into with the Forever World. We're so used to Minecraft content kind of having big jumps, and with the Forever World, it was intentionally made to be slow. And so I've been struggling with the pacing on it because I'm looking at it and going, I've not even been to the Nether. I'm probably not going to end up in the Nether until episode 10 at this point. Which isn't like a terrible thing. I do want to like clarify that. It's not a terrible thing to be slow and to not have gone to the Nether yet. I don't want... I don't know. There's some thinking I had to do there. I feel like I'm oversaturating as well because of how little progress is being made in that week. And then you get a 20-minute video at the end of the week as well. I feel like there's a lot better videos to go watch because you're, like Nikita said there, keeping people waiting is also a good thing. Because that was the thing. We turned down our frequency of streams because I felt like, one, the quality was so bad at one point just because I was streaming so much that I didn't have a ton to talk about. And when I did talk, it was usually very confused rambling because my poor brain had like a malfunction or whatever, you know? So I'm hoping I may consider that because that would be really nice to drop down to every other week. I just want to keep a consistent schedule. That's the big thing. It would give me more time to work on other videos as well. So you could do one Forever World every other week. And then in the in-between weeks, if I have it done, I'd like to finish a couple of the spare videos. So I've got one that's planned to be the 1.5k subscriber special. I'm just gonna try to get that done. I don't really believe in that video, to be honest. I think it quite honestly turned out really badly. But I did promise it, and at this point, it's very late. So I want to get that done. I want to get the King SMP video done. At the very least, dropping down to one Forever World every other week would allow for more time to do those other videos. And it would also give me some time to maybe slot in the next series. Because I have another thing I want to run alongside. Alongside this, which was the creative building series, where we were going to build a realms map maker, or realms map, so that we could eventually get the realms map maker cape. And I would still really like to do that. I think that would be so fun. I wouldn't mind. Might be nice to keep people waiting a little. If they are curious, they can always hop over to stream. I may do that. I'm gonna play around with it on the strategy sheet just to see, because I feel like my videos don't even reach a peak viewership until after 2 weeks. So that would at least guarantee that we have the best stats available before I start producing the video even, which would be nice. I make my own RAM when I want to make a PC now. That's so fair, dude. The prices on RAM right now are insane. If I had the money set aside, I really would love to make a PC component company. And I think I would start with RAM and storage, just because they're similar enough. So SSDs, NVMe's, HD. I don't know if I would even go with HDDs. I think at this point, we're probably beyond those for the most consumer PCs. In the server world, you'd still be using them a little bit. But, you know, I think it's very overpriced, but getting into a company that's building a company that has, that starts in that field specifically, you want to start with parts that are cheaper to produce, because you're not gonna make a lot of money your first couple of years. You're trying to build a name, so you need to operate on almost a loss. That's actually what Volkswagen did back in the day. I say back in the day, it really wasn't super long ago that they did this, but they sold their cars for like really cheap so that people would buy them and remember them, and then they would buy them again the next generation, and they would buy them again and again and again, because they were known to be reliable vehicles by that point. You just gotta create positive experiences for your customers so that they recommend you. So you start off cheap, and if you have the capital, you may even sell, not at a complete loss where it's like you're losing a ton of money on it, but you're not maximizing your money. You know, you just want to undercut the big names so that people that don't have the money to buy the big names look at you and go, yeah, you know what? For $200 cheaper, I'll definitely try you out. I would like to actually look into it and see if I could do it, maybe. You know, I may not be able to have a full machine or anything like that, but I wonder if I could look into it, what that would look like. I'd like to eventually do everything, do full computer components, and I would like to do it all here in the US. That's kind of the draw to it for me as well. I'm not against companies operating out of China, but it's getting expensive to buy parts from there because, well, tariffs. And I'm not gonna get political with you guys here, so like before anybody starts like going, oh no, he's doing it again, I'm not breaking my stream rules, I promise. That was the most I was gonna say there, and it's because it was relevant to the conversation. I rent/loan them out to friends, and I don't do that for free. That's kind of cool. That's fair though. That is fair. What would you call it? The company or the series? Coral, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Knock knock, who's there? Boo. 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 Starts a knock knock joke. It doesn't follow the process. Yeah. Honestly, as long as you sell the RAM for the prices they were a year ago, they'll sell. That's very true. People are desperate for RAM right now, and I think that's 100% fair. I know in Europe right now the prices are starting to drop, which is good. But here it'll take a while before that happens, I think. Do-do. clean up my inventory a little bit soon. Once this is all cleared out, we'll maybe clean up my inventory. I don't know. We'll see. I may just leave it messed up like this. That's better, High Coral. All you had to say was boo-hoo. Don't worry, it's complicated, I understand. I'm curious who's at the door, though. At the door? Oh. The knock-knock joke. I'm following. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm following. I was like, was there somebody at the door? No. Didn't even lose an hours of sleep last night. I stayed up until 2. I ended up staying up as well. But then it ended up, you know, like daylight savings is, it jumped up to 3. And then before I knew it, it was 4. And I was like, I gotta wake up in 4.5 hours. Which I did, but then I fell back asleep. Now, a slight old person thing here happened to me that was actually a good thing. My hip popped. My hip popped in my sleep, and so I woke up. And I ended up getting out of bed because I realized what time it was. Hello, Miles. It's good to see you again. How are you doing? Cindy Luhu, I'm glad we didn't open. Oh my goodness. Good, good. I'm glad to hear it. I am now thinking about it, Nathan. I don't know what I would call my computer component company. Would I want it tied to me as a creator, or would I just want to keep it tied to me as a person and name it after my real life self? I don't know if I would really want that, though. Although, one way or another, owning a company, you end up getting doxxed. That's just the way it goes. So I'd probably end up just letting it be. Call it RegTech. Buy your RegTech RAM right now. It's handmade right at this moment. The ultimate goal with that would be, though, that I would have ideally fully American-made components. That way, I could show people from start to finish the component process and how you make it. So that way, one, I can guarantee that there is no child labor involved whatsoever with our components. Something that really bugs me, especially, is when any company, but tech companies are very guilty of this, clothing companies are super guilty of it. They like to cover up when they use child labor. And it's one thing to use it, it's another thing to lie about it. And that doesn't sit super right with me. And I mean, every tech company pretty well ends up using it at some point because, well, in fact, I could tell you this. For example, Apple, they use, well, they say they don't, but there's in the board, the Board of Investors voting meeting, whatever it is called, investors meeting, I guess. When you vote, there's a specific report that you can choose to vote in favor of or against. And the board always recommends against you voting for the report about child labor involved in their process. And it bugs me. It bugs me so much. I always vote in favor of it. Anytime the board tells me not to vote for something that is morally good, tells me that they're probably hiding something and I want that exposed, so I end up voting in favor of them releasing that information. I don't care that it would hurt the company. I'm not gonna make profit off of somebody else's misfortune. I'm sorry, that's not how I roll. You get caught regrams. I mean, that would lock me into RAM though. That's the only thing. I do think RAM would be where I would start, especially right now. If anyone has like a lot of money and they want to invest, you know, let me know. I doubt we have any millionaires watching, but on the off chance that we do, I feel obligated to throw that out there. Boop. Okay, we good? No. There we go. What a noble person to not use child labor. I know, it's a very novel idea, but I think it should catch on. I'll just be moral support, not financial. No, that's fair. I don't have the money right now for it. Although, you know, if this job that I get works out, I will actually have a lot of money. I wouldn't be able to do a ton, but starting out, I wouldn't be able to do a ton. Technically, though, I probably could get a loan of some sort, which I usually hate the idea of, but in something this big, you really need either investors or a loan. I'd be interested in trying. We'd have to pick a really crappy state to operate out of, though, because in order for this to be remotely affordable for us to do, it would require me to probably sit there and run a business out of somewhere that's really, really cheap for cost of living. So that way I don't have to pay a ton of money to the workers. You know, I might sound terrible for this, but a company does need to make money in order to pay people. And in order to pay people, you can't pay them too much. So, opting out of child labor means I gotta pay adults, and adults want more money, but you need a certain amount of people working those kind of factories in order for them to stay running smoothly. I think they'd probably get paid. I would like to do more than minimum wage. That's the big thing. Ideally, if I could, I'd like to do double minimum wage starting. That would be really cool. But I know each state also has a different minimum wage as well, which makes that really difficult to say for certain. I don't know. I know right now, Wyoming's up there, guys. Let me tell you, Wyoming has a ton of land out there. Nobody lives in Wyoming. I may just have to make my factories out there in Wyoming. Do you have Discord? I do have Discord, Straw. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. If you do !Discord in the chat, it'll give you a link, or you can check the description, and I believe there's also a link in there. I have 3 million. That might be enough. I doubt it, though. I don't know. That does technically make you a millionaire, doesn't it? I thought we didn't follow the knock knock rules. If someone knocks, I'll just wait till they leave. So true. My bad who, Cindy Lou who? What a noble person. I'll just be moral support, not financial. Might need to go to training course to become cool first. That's the least cool thing to say. We'll send you to HR, Coral. It's alright. Now, Coral will be my marketing. I don't know why, but I feel like Coral would be really good at marketing. And that doesn't make a ton of sense, given everything I know about Coral. And the fact that Coral is not at all in the field of marketing. But I feel like you'd be good at it. I'm a dollar error. Is the room you're digging out a dining room or something else? Yes, this will be like a dining hall. There'll be like a huge fireplace somewhere over here, I think. I might put it on this side of the wall, though. I haven't quite decided, because I'd kind of like to route a chimney out the side of this mountain here. I think that'd be really cool. So it would make more sense to be on this side. But there's also going to be a couple of rooms off of here, so I need to get this room done in order to proceed with the build and get more things going. What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. Okay. Boop. Hey, by this, or I'm cutting off all your hair right now. I see, it's pretty effective. That's a good marketing tactic. You were born for this. What if they're bald? Breaks PC part. Looks like you need a new one. Yeah, just give their PC a full bath. Like, throw it into a pool. Say, don't go to Nexus PC. Go buy it from RegTech. I don't think we're actually gonna do, we could sell full PCs, technically. I suppose. I mean, the goal would eventually be to have full parts. So, moving into, eventually after we get our RAM down to a science and it's well known, go into storage. After storage is down and well known, go into probably power supplies. After that, I would like to get into GPU production, possibly. Then motherboards, and then CPUs. But I have a feeling that AMD and Intel and NVIDIA would try to block the heck out of me on processors the second that I start producing motherboards. They'd stop sending me the specs to build boards for them. I'll shave your eyebrows off. Alopecia. My mate has alopecia. Lost all his hair at 11, 12. That's... I've never met anybody with alopecia. I've seen quite a few people in, like, on YouTube with it. And, I'm sure I've seen a couple people in media as well, but other media, not online media. But I've never actually met anybody with it. I say that. There's a very good chance I just meet somebody, you know, randomly in a month now. The second I say stuff on stream, like I've never done something, is the second it happens. I just got pinged. What's going on? Okay. I'm curious, Straw. I will read that all after stream, or after you're done typing at the very least. Looks like you're having fun. I'm actually having a lot of fun. Yeah, Liberty, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I say I'm having a lot of fun. I'm not like having the time of my life or anything, but if I wasn't having any fun whatsoever, I would not be doing it. to add a 1,200 channel point purchase that turns you into a PNG tuber. I'm actually thinking about adding that sometime in the nearish future. Because with the green flickering that we're having with the webcam, it's something I really do need to consider if the webcam keeps doing that. If for nothing else, it's a silly little point redeem. In worst case scenario, you know, it's the default. You know, that's a very real possibility, which is mildly terrifying. I always told myself I would always be an IRL, a real face cam kind of guy, but sometimes things don't go the way you want them to, but they go the way they need to. And I am a go with the flow kind of guy, so I'm just gonna trust the process. Why do you have so much bird poop? I don't know, man. There's so much of it down here. I want to find a build to use it in. I really shy away from diorite. I don't like the block. And with this series, I'm trying to challenge myself and do new things. So, for example, I got to spend a lot of time this last weekend working on texturing and gradients. I had never done gradients before this, but it was really nice. And it turned out pretty okay. I think it would have done better with just one more color somewhere in there, just between like the tuff and the stone. But it did turn out pretty good. So I would really like to, I'd really like to continue with that. I want to try new building techniques in general, though. We'll get around to it eventually. I met a podcaster once. Podcasters are pretty cool. I know a couple people in real life who tried to do podcasting. They never really stuck with it. And I know some people in real life who also wanted to do streaming and stuff. In fact, they were kind of one of the people that got me into starting streaming and stuff. Just a couple weeks, or last week, on Thursday, the Hangout Gaming, he was here in chat. I know him from real life, and he was streaming while I was a teenager. He was streaming probably before I was a teenager, in fact. And no, he definitely was. I've seen some of the clips. They're old. He kind of gave me some pointers when we got into it at the beginning of things. He's like, yeah, you know, do this, try that, you know, keep doing what you're doing. It's working. And he's a really good guy. Probably not, Straw, just because I don't usually do scripted content. If there's more details that you think might sell me on it, then you can feel free to make a ticket, and only myself and the mods will see it. But, generally speaking, I don't usually do scripted content, so that's the only thing. But I appreciate the offer, I really do. That's very nice of you to think of me. Anyone here play Papers, Please? I did play Papers, Please back. It was actually when we first got my Twitch profile picture, this one that you see now. One of my moderators, I guess his girlfriend? His partner? I don't know the exact term to use there. His partner, though, decided to draw a picture because back then it was like a crown that was at maybe 360p imagery, and it really sucked. And so they were like, you know, I had time and I was trying to build up a portfolio, so I made this for you. You can use it if you want. I was like, that was amazing. It looks really, really cool. So Chunky Nuggy, I don't know if they still go by that username. I know they'd been kind of experimenting with new usernames online, so I don't know what they ended up sticking with. But they made this profile picture and it looks really cool. When was that? Ooh, probably. I mean, it was definitely before you were here, so maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years. I don't really know, to be honest. I could look it up. Earth Hydra, how are you doing? It's good to see you, dude. Hello, hello. Maybe andesite can work well between tough and stone. I think it could. I may experiment with that soon. Here's your hydrate. Appreciate it. Kind of good timing because it was... Hang on, I need to read. Fingers work too, you know. Right pinky is pretty useless. That must have been a shock, especially at that age. Yeah, it was kind of good timing because it was as they were finishing primary school and going into secondary. So all the new people in secondary didn't really know them any different. That's good. Yeah, it did hit at the right time, but I could definitely... I can kind of put myself in his shoes, and it doesn't sound ideal at all, but that's the best timing you could have probably asked for. At least that makes it a little less bad. Can't imagine how annoying it must be to answer the same questions all the time. Yeah. King, you sound like you'd be a podcaster if given the chance. I actually had a podcast episode. It still is out. It was me and my brother, Admiral. I interviewed him. I was gonna interview one of my friends every single month and turn it into a podcast episode. And so if you look it up, I think it's called Nogscast. There's one episode, and I think it's like, why is Admiral 9261 still faceless? It's a picture of Admiral wearing this big beard and waving at the camera. And that does exist. And I was gonna do more episodes after that, but I didn't have enough friends that I felt comfortable enough asking to get through the entire year, and I got stressed out about it, and so I just pivoted. Hello, fishies, welcome on in. It's good to see you. Nugget indeed. Turtles. I like turtles. I like trains. Cool Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes. Kind of crazy now with chatbots like ChatGPT that the newest generation will never know the feeling of looking at an empty Google Doc with terror. Oh my goodness. Where to start? That was always the worst part with when starting any sort of project, but school projects or even just for me, I do a lot of script writing on Google Docs. Learning where to start is always a hard thing, and everybody gets their own process. I don't have to rely on AI for that, but I can imagine the newer generation, that's going to be their crutch. It's gonna suck. What was it called? I will watch it, trust. Here, you know what? I'll just pull it up. I have it. I have a link to it somewhere. Twitch account. There it is. Nogscast. It's also up on every platform. So like you guys could watch it technically anywhere. But that's the link to it. If you want it. I wouldn't personally recommend it. It was Made a long time ago. When was this made, actually? August 31st, 924 days ago. A long time. A long time. Save to watch later, I'll check it out. I appreciate it, thanks. And then yes, I do also have a podcast episode with Swiftu somewhere out there. I need to pull it up at some point. I'd like to send that to you guys because I meant to send it earlier. I think Swiftu is not going to be pursuing any further episodes with it, but it was an interesting concept. So essentially, the idea was he would interview people going all the way up until he got to Mr. Beast. And so he started with me, and I had a couple of good ideas for people, but the timing never lined up. So unfortunately, it didn't really end up getting a second episode after that. And then Swiftu currently, as of right now, has said that he is not pursuing content creation for the foreseeable future. He believes he's led away from it, and I respect that decision. He's a really cool dude, though. Genuinely. Had a really good conversation. It was a long conversation. I don't know how much got edited, but him and we talked for, I think... Oh, man. You know what? I could pull that up. I have the logs. Where are you, Swiftu? Him and I did that back in, like, December, I think. Where is it? That's January. Him and I did that call back in... Yeah, okay. That is December. Him and I talked for 3 hours. 3 hours straight. We didn't really take a ton of breaks in the middle of that. It was just him and I talking. And he had a lot of good questions. It was a lot of fun. I think it's called Connections. I don't know if it's still up anywhere. But it was a pretty cool episode. I'll have to post that in the Discord at some point for you guys, because I meant to do it. It doesn't really matter a ton now for him, but I do want to... I meant to post that, and I want to honor the fact that I said I would post it. Let's get my opinion. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Can you change the follower counter in the corner to wingdings? I mean, I probably could. I don't know. It runs through Twitch's API though, so I don't know if it would really... if it would play nice or not. That's the only concern I have. I'm also toying around with removing the follower counter. Obviously, I still want to give you guys that 12-hour stream. So I'm kind of leaving it there so people bug me about it. But I'm thinking if I remove it, that would probably be the best idea. I don't foresee us needing it after this. You know, we'll probably still do some big follower goal stuff. Maybe I'll try to get some friends together and we'll play a game that I don't usually play, like Peak or Lethal Company or something. Who's in the thumbnail looks like some Chris King member. The interview, that's Admiral. It's legendary thumbnail, honestly. Gonna do that. Okay. Playing Peak with viewers. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I won't say definitely not, but I'm scared. I'm very scared. It would be interesting to do it with viewers, especially though, because I do want to do stuff with you guys. I'm just scared because voice chat with you guys is not... It's never gone well historically. So I may have to do some rules about that, I don't know. I'm a baby, we could always play Phasmophobia, Goose Goose Duck. Goose Goose Duck, oh my goodness. That's such a fun game. We could do Goose Goose Duck. I was supposed to make you jealous, had a piece of tiramisu earlier. It was so tasty, ooh. I'm glad that it was tasty, but what the heck, man? Why'd you have to tell me? No, I wanted to know. I did want to know. I'm glad it turned out well. I need to... I want to do... I want to learn how to make some desserts. Tiramisu is so good. It really is. I've only had it once in my entire life. But it was really good. It's free too, so people can get it. Peak is gotta buy it. Yeah, that's the trouble with Peak. Made fudge today. Ooh, fudge is good. I've had fudge a handful of times. We make that for Christmas, and we freeze it and pull it out sometime in the middle of the year as well. It's very good. It's very, very good. Please never play Peak with viewers. I don't have Peak. I don't like people to have fun when I can't. That's fair. That's fair. Goose Goose Duck would be a good one. Especially, I would probably do... I would want to try to do, maybe a VIP priority first. Just to let, to dip our toes in and see how it goes. I haven't done public games with any sort of VCs in a long, long time. Back when I did, it would have been... I mean, we did it clear on up into King SMP Season 3, but it quickly became, like, heavily moderated to the point where, like, only moderators could talk to me. We did play Among Us. We used to play Among Us, and that was crazy, playing that with voice chat. That was almost awful. That was really bad, actually. I want to try to do... I'm gonna run an experiment at some point. I want to run... I want to try to run King SMP with a proximity mod next season, but I want to use it... I want to try to use it in a way that ensures that we minimize trolls, at least. So, if somebody gets, like, a good amount of playtime, it gives them the permissions to speak. Otherwise, you can only hear, I think, would probably be the best way to do it. I don't know if there's a way to do it with the permissions, or, with the mod I'm looking at. If there isn't, I could probably ask the mod creator to consider it. They're working mostly on Bedrock Edition, but I really want to try and expand that Amelist, welcome on in. How are you doing? Hello, Amy. How are you doing? Welcome, Raiders. What are you all up to today? Lord of Hats, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're digging. We're digging a hole. And it is going pretty good. We're almost done with the dig, actually. And then we'll be slabbing up the floor, and it will pretty well be... Well, it won't be wrapped up down here, but it'll look a lot better, I think. Hello, I'm doing well. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. How are you? I'm doing good. Daylight savings messed me up, but I'm hanging in there. Thank you for the hydrate, Lord of Hats. I appreciate it. Amy, if you need to hop out, ready to run, do any of the post-stream things, please feel free to do so. You know, streaming, a lot of people don't think it takes a lot out of you. After stream, I'm cooked, usually. Like, I'm like my body feels like it's a bowl of soup. So, if you're anything like me, please take time for yourself. Go grab something to eat, maybe. Go sleep. Whatever you gotta do. But I appreciate you popping in with the raid. This is an emo. I love it. Yeah, down with the French. I had like 3 hours of sleep last night. Oh. That's unfortunate. I ended up with 4, so... That's... I can't really yell at you a ton there. Boo. He kept you up all night. Oral, that's not enough. Yeah, it's not. It definitely is not. But I'm not gonna yell at you. Because then I have to yell at me too. Although 4 is better than 3, so I can technically yell at you that you weren't as... You didn't sleep as much as me. But arguably you also kind of slept better because you didn't wake up in the middle of a cycle. 3 hours would be 2 cycles of sleep, I think, right? Because a cycle is 90 minutes, I think. I don't know, it's been a while since I've done sleep science. It's not my favorite thing to remember. There's a lot of numbers involved with it. Specifically with the vitals that I cannot recall. Do better, Coral. Yeah, do better. Oh, man. The pickaxe may end up... Yeah, we're getting low. I think we might be able to finish it all, but it's gonna be tight. Daylight savings messed me up. That's fair. That's real. Okay, up. I'll make a 50%. I don't know how to take that. Nathan, thanks for turning me upside down. It's always a good time. It was 7 for me and the sun was just setting. That is wild. Do you want to beat Reg? Who doesn't want to beat Reg? I want to beat Reg. Sounds like a nerd. There we go. Also, we just hit 1,600 followers again. Not everybody can say they've done that twice. I can. That's pretty cool, right, guys? It's really awesome. Phrasing. I think Coral wants to beat me in that way too. Like, Coral doesn't really appreciate my existence, I think. Partially because I don't know, Coral tells me a lot of things too. I beg your pardon. Given the opportunity, I think Coral would probably lock me in a basement and beat me. I'm like 90% sure. Thought it was family friendly over here. I'm talking about a physical beating. I'm not like... That's not that unfamily friendly. I don't think. I would not have taken it the other way, honestly. But maybe, oh, that scared me. I thought it broke my pickaxe. I was about to be so sad. It's not that low. I knew it was starting to get low. Okay. We might not be able to do this. I feel like Nathan would low-key be top of my list to beat first. I almost read that terribly. Okay. Let's just take like a little mental reset here, guys. Okay. Bring it on. Coral, for some reason, I have it in my head that you're tall, but I also have it in my head that you're short. And I don't know which one you actually are. You might be both. You might just be average. Catch me outside, how about that? Oh, I haven't heard that since the dark times. Man. I'm like average, fair. That's probably why I had it in my head that you were both short and tall. You're average. So you're quite literally, like, short and tall at the same exact time. 5'8"? Okay, yeah, that's average. That's fair. I feel like most of TikTok nowadays is just fear-mongering. Pretty much. I don't really like being on social media anymore. I know that's ironic, coming from somebody who is on social media actively right now and who posts on YouTube and TikTok occasionally. But anytime I scroll on any of those platforms, I don't feel good about myself. I want to leave a platform feeling good, not whatever feeling they give me. Probably apathy, if we're honest. I don't have the desire to be on those platforms anymore. And I don't mind that other people want to be on them. I just personally don't really feel like it's where I belong anymore. We're gonna have to repair this a little bit. Also, I think we're probably gonna run out of deep slates. Do I have I think I have a stone cutter over... Is it over there? Oh my goodness, you jumped me, it scared me. Okay. That repaired the pick a little bit. This is why I watch long forms, because I choose what I can watch. That's fair. I do not have the thing here. Yeah, I prefer long forms too, Jams. I say that. I do also end up watching shorts inevitably, like YouTube shorts. And I end up scrolling them inevitably, but I always leave feeling unsatisfied. It's just the dopamine that it gives you from scrolling it is addictive. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna save one stack of cobble deep slate. Coral, you better film how you went. I want to laugh too. I'll give a crumbled up gum wrapper and $2 for you to break the pickaxe. The offer is very, very tempting. Let me just say, that is really, really tempting. But I'll have to pass, I think. Unfortunately, I don't know if that would cover the emotional damages that it would give me. Also, speaking of emotional damages, I don't know what in the world happened, but I think my insurance possibly just denied something. I gotta wait for the mail to get here, but my mom got a phone call that something or other was denied, and we don't know why. And, you know, I don't know what's with them trying to get my hopes up that, like, I'll actually get done what we need to get done. But they have a way of waiting until the very moment where, like, I'm actually settled in my state of mind. And I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is the plan, to shift the plan on me. And I feel like that's good enough reason to sue. I'm gonna sue him for emotional damages. That's definitely something that would work. But it's like, dudes, just make up your minds. Like, I honestly don't care so much that they denied it. I more so want to know why they denied it, and also, why in the world they have the ability to deny that one. Because if it's what we think it is, it's kind of something I do need. So it wouldn't make sense, but you know how they are. They can kind of do whatever they want. Boop, boop. Can I throw in some dust bunnies to sweeten the deal? Now we're talking. I need to clean my dust bunnies up. I've got too many of them. You know what? If for nothing else, swapping to an every other week upload schedule for the Forever World would be nice so that I could actually clean my room. Or I'd have less excuses for why I didn't clean my room. There's a lot of things in here that I need to do. Or move. I think I'll set off the Roomba tomorrow and just let it sweep underneath my bed really quick. I will. Like a cinematic movie. Oh, dude, that's gonna be peak. Epic. None of that. I think we're out of deep slate, so we'll need to go get more. Because this can't be converted yet. Okay. I have 448 Roombas in my house in case of invaders. You have, like, the knife attachment for all of them? If so, that's a peak. That is amazing. Voided! Welcome on in. Thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it. Thank you for submitting your taxes as well. Thank you, thank you. Alpha just finished, 2 hours left, continuing tomorrow. Really? Huh. He must have been that tired. That's fair. That is so fair. I didn't know that it was still going, honestly. I thought it was gonna be over by now. That's awesome though that he's been able to raise that much. For those of you who don't know, King Alfie, really cool dude. And I already talked about him earlier, so I'm not gonna go on a huge rant, but he's running a charity stream for Extra Life, which is a Children's Miracle Hospital Network charity. And so a lot of the money goes into all sorts of things that I couldn't even begin to list off completely, but I know it goes to helping the kids, helping the parents, and It's a really cool thing. But Elfie does these streams like twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year. And it's a really cool thing. I encourage you guys to go check him out, King Elfie. Great guy. Upstanding guy, really. Oop. Running around doing mod stuff and event things. Wahoo! Yay! Oh man, modding. We love modding. I gotta get around to doing some mod stuff soon. I'm a really bad mod. I say that. I'm not a terrible mod. I really, really suck at it sometimes. I got Big Boy Hammer. Oh, did you get the, like the super mod? Is that what it's called? That is awesome, if so. Violet Fox, welcome on in. How are you doing? Raiders, hello, welcome. How are you all doing? Not a head mod thing. Okay. I see. Discord stuff. I gotcha. My bad. Welcome, Violet. Hello. How was your stream? What were you guys up to? If you guys haven't already, go follow Violet Fox. I think the bot shouted them out, so check them out sometime. Give them a follow. They're pretty cool. I've watched a couple of their streams. I've been lurking as well. What were you up to today? Were you on the Sunshine SMP by chance? Wendigo fan, hello, welcome. Salutations to you too. Violet W streamer, heck yeah. I'm doing well. I was working on a cabin build and trying out the Happy Gas. Oh, the Happy Gas, yes. The Happy Gas is so fun. Sunrise SMP. Okay, gotcha. I said the wrong suffix? Yeah, it's a prefix and a suffix. I said the wrong suffix. It's not sunshine. Sunrise. Sunrise. Burn that in my head. There we go. All right. That's awesome, though. We are digging a hole today. I'm actually have to repair my pickaxe here, but we got to dig out this, and we need to also go get some more deep slate so that we can kind of finish up the floor here. And if we have time, I may also just kind of mirror this side over to that side, just to kind of round it out a little bit. Rate Cadbury eggs out of 10, 10.01, acceptable. I've had a Cadbury egg, but I could not tell you when that was. It's been so long. I haven't had those in forever, man. Been a long time. So, as always, Violet, if you need to pop out, raid and run, do the post-stream things, please feel free to. I appreciate the raid very, very much. That goes for you too, raiders. Take care of yourselves, everybody. And we're going to actually do a little bit of fishing. Because as much as we do it a lot, I need to do it today. My pickaxe is very broken, and I don't think I have the means to repair it otherwise. Mending luck, A. Lena, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. There we go. Oh. Ay. Why is King Botnog encouraging drug use? Because I think you need it. You would be a much more pleasant person on drugs, Coral. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I didn't mean it. Base is looking nice. Also hope the streams have been going well. Hello, Casual Coder. Streams have been going very nice, yeah. And thank you. The base has been coming along. We've got some pretty cool builds coming up I would like. I'd like to work on soon. We may even do some of that today, you know? We could chop down some trees. We could go mining. We're gonna have to go get some deep slate anyway. I don't know. Elfie stream ended. Can finally go upstairs. Don't mess with my internet today, Reg. I'll try, Nikita. I can't make any promises, though. I'll definitely try. What? We need more people using Mending Luck. Admiral, thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. Am I no longer top of the beat list now? I think I might have taken your place, honestly, Nathan. I'm sorry. It went down the wrong hole. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Okay. I wasn't about to die on my stream, guys. I didn't want to get demonetized. Man. A sip of immeasurable darkness. Admiral, they saw the thumbnail for the podcast episode you were in. We were talking about podcasts, and so I mentioned that I had run one for a short time. A very, very short time. It's up on all the platforms. Like, I think it's still on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon. That episode sucked. It was not good. It definitely was not good. I've been doing that a lot more. It's really bad. I keep taking a sip of water and it goes down the air hole instead of the other hole. And I needed to go down the main hole. We all seen the picture, blue bandana around the head, the beard was natural, it was. Admiral has a huge beard, dudes. Like, it's crazy. I already summoned the rain. We need more mending luck. Mending! It's gonna happen, guys. Laren thinks I'm older. It's true. It's true. I'm often mistaken to be younger than Admiral, which is crazy. I think out of all of my siblings, well, I think out of all my brothers, that's probably the more accurate way to phrase this one. I probably tend to look the youngest. And a lot of that probably has to do with the fact that I shave and I comb my hair. That goes a long way. That goes a long, long way. It doesn't look like I combed my hair, but I promise I did, guys. It's been a rough day. Okay. I just need a little bit more pickaxe durability. Not much more. Man, that cough really caught me off guard. Can I stop blinking? I don't want to be green. Can we stay visible? Alright, let's roll with that. I'm half tempted to try and at least borrow somebody else's camera just to see if it's a camera issue or an OBS issue. But I don't really know anybody with the camera I need. Like, I know people with nice cameras. I don't know anybody with like the little webcams like this. Can you use a mobile phone to set up a temporary camera to test? Technically, but it doesn't run through my computer like a webcam. Like technically I could. I don't know if it would run, it wouldn't run through OBS the same though, so I don't know if it would flash screen or not. Not even plugged in as USB. I mean, it would be plugged in, but it would run as a different, a different source type. Hello, Skitty. Welcome on in. I wonder. Hang on. I've got an idea. I'm big. Hang on. This is not what I want. Okay. I'm gonna try that. Okay, it's still not doing it. It was worth a shot. Okay, I do think it might be the... It's at the very least due to the webcam source. I have an iPhone 4 randomly in my basement. I should try to use it. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna head out. See you, Jams. And I see your face. Yeah, I was running a quick test on something. It's at the very least coming through the source that I'm running it. So the way my webcam is viewable for you guys is it comes through as a scene. So I'm running it as a separate source entirely to what I mean, I don't know if this makes any sense to anybody. Essentially, everything in OBS, which is my streaming software, is considered a scene. Like every picture, so this is a scene. This is a scene. This next thing is also a scene. Each of those things has a source. You can also add a scene preview as a source. My theory was that maybe my source for the scene preview for my webcam was causing the issue, but it's not. It's flashing even over there where it's got the webcam source instead. So, I don't know. I guess you're probably too young to remember landline phones. Us unks need to differentiate which type of phone. We had house phones and flip phones no one used, but I never used any. That's fair. Those house phones, we had them for so long. I still know people who have house phones. I don't know why, to be entirely honest with you. Because they can... They have cell phones. Or mobile phones, depending on who you are. We have house phone, but mainly for broadband. We never use it to call people. That's fair. I have one. Mostly old people. Question, should I post the same videos or switch to Minecraft content again to make it more diverse? You should make what you want to make. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you want to make stuff that's sustainable so that you don't get burnt out on making content. So, if you want to make Minecraft content, then make some Minecraft content. If you want to keep making what you're currently making, then make that. If you want to do both, then do both. You know, it's all right to experiment, and it's okay to do the unpopular thing if that's what you enjoy more. Haven't got fiber yet. That's fair. We're still getting fiber here. It's not reached everywhere. I don't have it. I would really like fiber. It would be really nice. We have a house phone, but it's unplugged. It's cheaper to keep it in the pack, though. That's interesting. That's also fair. You watch anime? I do not. No. I've heard a lot of people talk about anime. I've just not seen one that looks super interesting to me. I did watch a little bit of Attack on Titan. I was in a voice call with some friends and they were watching it, so I kind of just had it on in the background. It was kind of cool. I didn't understand the thing that was going on because they were listening to the Japanese audio, and I wasn't watching, so I didn't see the captions. So, you know, take that for what you will. It was an interesting enough experience, though. Poking my head every once in a while. I trust you kids are old enough to behave yourselves. If not, King will tell me. I will. I will. Thanks for popping in, Admiral. Lurking, I wasn't really listening, but I heard I could use some fiber or something. Like, sure, share with the class. I realize how that sounds now. Yeah. We were talking about internet, okay? It wasn't... I saw. Okay, I just... A background of it. I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page. It's important for me that you knew. I respect that. I respect that. See you later, man. I'm gonna watch Solo Leveling. Bye. All right, see you, Skitty. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate ya.
Hello there.
Meg Artist, welcome on in. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Wow, they trust us. I know. I'm very bold. Very, very bold of them. No one ever claimed Admiral was smart. Hello, my first time watching your stream, but I really like you so far. Appreciate that. I have been doing this a long time. So I'm glad that somebody at least hasn't gotten sick of me yet. The rest of these people are here held at gunpoint, so... sorry, Nikita, Nathan, Voided, and... Loves. But, this is how you find out. I've had a trained sniper on you guys this entire time. You have a gun? I mean, I do, but... I can't show you any real ones on stream. Hang on. I have this one. It's based off of a Star Wars gun. It's pretty cool. I have this one. It's like the base to a Desert Eagle. It's a prop. It's a prop. Okay, don't shoot me, guys. It's a prop. It was the base to a Deagle. I didn't get around to finishing it. I have some more somewhere else, but I don't remember where. So they're just kind of laying around the house, you know? You just leave that stuff around, even the fake one. That's causing some like issues. There we go. Pulls out finger guns. I have some of these. Like, no. Oh my goodness. Yay, Meg. Hope you stick around. You have a gun. I came here because I am pure of heart. You're pure of heart, and that's why you... Did you stay because you're pure of heart? Because if so, I'm impressed. Maybe you're trying to be a good example. I don't know. I was unaware I was being threatened. I'm here by my free will. It's America. Does everybody? True. Runs away, not the fingers. Yes, my dad has a real gun, but it's so safe. It's quite heavy. I do have some. I personally do not own any real ones. I'm too broke for that. They're a lot of fun to go out and shoot at the range, but that's the extent I use them for. Except threatening you guys, apparently. I have a throwing axe. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. Axe throwing is fun. I've been a couple of times. I'm really bad at it, but it's fun. Yes, I don't regularly show up and chat in places I don't care about, shaking my head. Well, that means a lot. I mean, logically, that makes sense. That does make sense. I can't argue with that. You throw upside down. Like... I know logically, okay, back to logic. I know you're not actually, like, upside down as in, like, you know, hanging upside down by your feet throwing. Surely not. Not by the head of an axe nor a handstand. Wait. Underhanded. Okay. Okay. I see. I'm good at it. We should meet up so I can smoke you. Oh, every time I go axe throwing, somebody smokes me. Just once, I need to win. Maybe you could teach me. That could work. It would be fun. It would be fun. It's always a fun time when you can go axe throwing, though. I would enjoy that probably. You know, if I ever happen to be in the area of location, I will let you know. It could happen. Who knows? I have a gut feeling I'm gonna end up in that area actually in the next 3 years. And I don't know why. I personally have no plans for it. But I have a feeling deep in my soul that I'm gonna be there at some point. Angel, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Images on the Discord. Okay. Somewhere in here. There it is. I think. Yeah, there it is. Media. Oh. That feels so wrong. But I can't argue with the results. I can't argue with those results at all. That looks so uncomfortable to hold that way. But I guess you're not holding it for long. Like, it's a very, very short period that you're actually holding the axe. I made some... It's a wild thing to say on YouTube. I don't make them anymore because I had some few incidences. Something absolutely burning now. I make small robots. That's fair. That's fair. That's a much safer hobby. It's a much, much safer hobby. That's awesome. If you are, let me know. I'd love to hang. Absolutely. It's a valid hold. So you definitely need experience. That's for sure. I think you'd be amazed at just how royally I can screw things up. It's an interesting thing. It's a very interesting thing watching me throw an axe. I remember last time I went, the guy, he came out, he just really enjoyed the job, I think. And he came out, he's like, yeah, I've got some free time, so I'm gonna give you guys some pointers. He's like, you, the skinny one, the really tall guy, yeah, you. Like, you need to work on this. And so he, like, showed me. He's like, you look like you're doing it right, but you're doing it wrong. Like, we stood there for a good while, and he's like, you need to take, like, either another step forward or half a step back. But I couldn't get it through my skull. He didn't kick me out, though. He actually had to kick out the people next to us because they were throwing it bad. Like, really, really bad. Dangerous kind of bad. That's why they kick him out. Just before somebody's like, what, you can get kicked out for being bad? No, it's not just a skill issue, it's a safety issue. It's a fun hobby. I don't go more than once or twice a year. Most people suck at it, don't worry. I can teach you, trust, but I believe in you. If anybody could teach me, it'd be you. Probably. I feel like you'd be a good teacher. I could be very sorely mistaken. I'd like to believe I'm not unteachable. Ask the employees if I can throw freak style because it's harder to land. That's fair. That's fair. Muhammad, welcome on in. I probably do. I think I do. I have a few people that pop into stream with a similar username, but I'm pretty sure I remember you, yeah. I actually usually look at your profile picture and it looks similar to the one I'm thinking of. I have to look at profile pictures on YouTube. Twitch, it's just username and color. Like the first letter of your name, the color, and ideally the patches. Oh. I love these streams. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love making them. Chat, I think the first thing I'm spending my YouTube money on is a new camera. This is driving me nuts. Since it's underhand, if you do it wrong, it just goes up. Or if you screw up bad, backwards. Overhand, it just goes down. I could see why you need to ask for permission. I understand. You know, it's not like Wii Bowling where you throw it backwards and everybody just jumps up and spins and it's okay. It's not like that at all. Oh, bowling. I went bowling recently. That wasn't too bad. It's flickering really bad. Can we not do this? If I stay very, very quiet and just don't say anything, will it flicker still? Okay. It still flickers even without talking. So I know it's not my mic. It's not my mic doing some silly thing. Although I think it does add to it. It's not exclusively that. I'm gonna trace it down to the exact thing. Hello, Icon. Welcome on in. I'm Bongos. I might remember you. Your name sounds familiar. I usually remember the topics we talk about. That's kind of like the best way I remember people. But it's not impossible. In my games against my friends, they'll place with 20s, early 30s of points, and I'll be in the 60s as a ratio, 1 to 3. That is wild. I hate these guys so much. Okay, there's still a captain somewhere. Is he down there? Maybe? Oh, I don't know. Okay. Oh well. 1 to 3 is insane though. Actually wild. We need to go back down and dig. That's what we need to do. Oh no, I need to find a good topic. You're not gonna remember me by next stream. I know. I'm sorry, Nikita. You're gone. You're a goner. No, it's okay. I'll remember you for the fact that you made tiramisu. That's gonna be forever now. Like, the only thing I'm gonna remember you by. No. No, after a few good topics and consistency, I usually remember. That's not true about everybody. But for example, Miles on the YouTube stream, I only, like, truly remember them after they said, hey, we talked about cross-species genetics. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was back on Twitch SMP, and I can tell you exactly what we were doing. We were probably draining out something, if I'm not wrong. You remember me, Sniffle? You're the axe throwing person. Also, like, a mod literally in every stream I watch, pretty much. I don't know, but the tiramisu will be gone by then. Well, I'm sorry, I won't remember you, Nikita. You better get back to making tiramisu. Do you remember me? I could never forget you, Coral. Even though I desperately, desperately want to. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm so mean to you. I don't know why I'm mean to you. You're literally very, very, very nice to me. And I beat you while you're down. Only 6 if you include Musi. I lurk in Musi streams. Only 6 isn't too bad. I say only. I still feel like that's a lot. Have you enchanted your armor? It is enchanted, but it's not fully enchanted. I need to still get some enchants together. The only thing I've got fully together is this diamond pickaxe here. I'm never mean to Coral. Why? Bowling is fun if your friends, enrichment, affection. I can agree with that, yeah. You're right. Speaking of enrichment, yesterday, while I was on, Elfie's stream, I guess I haven't said this part. I've been able to log on to Skyblock Kingdoms, like the actual server, which is really cool. I don't take that for granted. I was literally a nerd about it earlier today. I was telling my brother, I was like, I got to say hi to the shovel. It was really, really cool. And Pi Pi flew over, though. This is the point I wanted to make. Pi Pi flew over because I was digging to make stone for Elfie so that he could build a charity island. That's why I'm on. Is just purely to grind resources. But Pi Pi flew over and she was like, "You need enrichment," and I'm like, "What? I need enrichment?" It's like, "Yeah, here, have this," and I got thrown a fishing rod called Mud Pie, and I knew exactly what I had to do, so I flew up and fished until I caught a fish. I couldn't see the fish. I don't have the texture pack installed, but I got to catch one of the custom fish. It was like the whatever the I guess it was the dead fish from the Mangrove Kingdom. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. I got enriched, guys. I felt very enriched. That was really cool, though. It was really, really cool. Grinding Gremlin. I've logged on the server 3 times now. Because I joined for Alfie's charity stream at the beginning of the season, or near the beginning, I think. And then I joined for the long one. That was back in like November or whatever. And then I joined for this time. I wasn't planning to be on for this one, but it just ended up being that he needed a lot of stone. And I happened to be there. So it was a pretty good time. I have no regrets. I got to kill some people. That was fun. I also took some killer screenshots. Let me tell you guys, the Mangrove Kingdom looks sick. It is absolutely insane. I want to donate, but I only have 1 jewel. You're all good, dude. Don't ever feel like you have to donate. I appreciate the thought. That's all that counts. Or that's what counts most in my eyes, rather. Oh, what was I gonna say? There was something more I was gonna say, but I forgot. I do have a little bit of this, so we'll take that. And I don't know if I can convert that over, but I'm gonna try. I need good mangrove screenies to draw. Share. Do you want them in your DMs, or do you want me to send them in the my Discord, or where do you want them? I'll send them. I know I definitely got one. It was kind of raining, so like the fog was kind of going crazy as well. It was kind of nice. I know I don't have to, but I want to so bad. I appreciate that. Goat. I'm not entirely certain where to stop with your name, so I'm just gonna go with Goat for now. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna go full deep slate. Yeah, we definitely have enough. Let me see if I can pull up that Romoff the goat. That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. It's a pretty hard name. Listen, I'm a streamer, okay? Me reading names, that could never happen. Let's see. This one's from, is this from July? That's from July of the pagoda. It was raining then. Alright, I got this one. I'll send that to you, Voided. The names were taken, so I had to set on this name. That's fair. It's a good name. I like it. Dirt. The fog kind of eats it mostly. I don't know if Discord's gonna play nice with it. Yeah, maybe it won't. You can kind of imagine, okay? Just imagine that the colors, or that the silhouettes are there for the leftmost island. But I've never seen this angle before, so I really liked it. Mangrove doesn't have a bad side. That's what I learned, because I went around in free cam trying to find a bad side so I could tell Elfie, you missed a spot. He did not miss a spot. And knowing some of the plans that he may possibly have coming up for the rest of the island. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, guys. It's gonna be crazy. Bro does not miss the backup builds. No, that's kind of what drives me nuts about it. I get lazy and I'm kind of, yeah, you know, the back. Recommending you for Sky Sing 2, Season 2 enrichment for you. Ooh, enrichment. You know, I may be down. I could also just be a special guest if you need to enrich me that way too, you know. I'm a content man in my lonely world where I keep and press tab to show I'm the only person online. But occasionally a little bit of enrichment does feel nice, so. It's okay, just call me Bongos? Bongos. I will try to remember. I will try to remember. I will do my best. Boop. My first name and then the goat, because I'm the goat. Heck yeah. Love that. Why can I buy VIP with 100,000 crowns? I should already be a VIP. Now we're talking. No, that's fair. That's a valid question, honestly. If you are the GOAT, you should be VIP. That's deductive reasoning. I was gonna say inductive reasoning, but inductive is... Well, you have, like, induction stoves, right? You don't want to... I don't think inductive reasoning is a thing, is it? I might be showing my... ignorance here, hang on. Is inductive reasoning a thing? It refers to a variety of methods of reasoning in which the conclusion of an argument is supported not with deductive certainty, but at best with some degree of probability. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it, Romoff. I'm not saying your name right, am I? I feel like I might be saying it wrong, and if so, I apologize. You can make it a thing like fetch. Careful, if you give me the power to make things, then there will be a lot of things made. And only half of them may be good. You're the first person in Twitch to say it right? Hey, okay, Romoff. I will remember that. I won't remember that, but I'm gonna try to remember that. Some lady called me Ronald? Bruh. Ronald is crazy. Okay, I'm gonna quickly snooze the ads if they're about to show up. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Let's try that again. I'm gonna snooze the ads before they show up because I'm gonna wrap up stream here soon after I finish placing the deep slate tile slabs. So I don't have enough deep slate and I don't really feel like going and mining it right now. I'm gonna do that off stream because I can't think when I'm mining. So let's wrap that part up. But I just wanted to make sure I announce that now. That way you guys aren't caught off guard by it, and I also wanted to make sure the ads don't hit you, and then I wrap up stream right after. I don't want to look greedy. I only want to be greedy, just not look it. Some other called me especially special. That's kind of mean. Thank you for the candy and the dab. Let me pull out some candy here. I've got some Hershey Kisses. You guys, I don't know. Do I want to make that joke? I don't know. Technically, you guys are getting the kisses if in like a really twisted sense of the word. I let my Twitch chat give me kisses. Thanks, chat. How do I make it not weird? I've already made it weird. Mwah. Mwah, guys. Thank you for the dab. Go. Back to 2016. Thank you. In the big 26. Oh my goodness, wait. It's been 10 years. It's been 10 years, no. It seems like just yesterday we were whipping and nay-naying and... dabs and Pokemon Go to the polls. What happened? What happened? Who's we? It's all you. Okay. You know what happened? The fact that all of those are all capitalized is kind of scary. Let's see. I think that became a thing in 2015, but close enough. And me too. Ask my mom. She's still going strong on Pokemon Go. I'm allegedly in my 30s. Incorrect. I thought you were in your 30s. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. In my defense, it kind of sounded like you were in your 30s the way it was phrased to me. I'm sticking to that. You're definitely not in your 30s though. Your defense, I did say it weird, but it's funny. I just want to make it clear, guys. I'm not out here calling Voided old. Not yet. Who pinged me? Uh-oh. Okay, I'm not in trouble. I don't think. I'm not in trouble. Good. I got pinged, and it was in Alfie's Discord by Alfie. And I was like, am I in trouble? We're not in trouble. We're good. 30 isn't even old. I know I should say it's not old because it's only like 8.5 years away from me. But like, you guys are gonna all forget this in 8.5 years. So 30's old, guys. What did he get pinged for? I don't know. I just kind of skimmed it, and he didn't say anything directly to me. And if he did, he would have just DM'd me. Elfie's an upstanding guy like that. He DMs me a lot. Him and I are friends. We're besties. Elfie said... He sent the foot pic? No way! It's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. What do you get pinged for? It low-key is. Random guy on my street talked to me about Pokemon Go getting big again, so be prepared, guys. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. I used to play. I played a little bit of Pokemon Go back in the day. I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't play against anyone. But I lived right next to a church, which was considered a Pokestop or a Pokegym or whatever it was. I don't remember. And then, you know what? Let's view it from over here. This looks a little more impressive. We'll end it with that view. And then, so I would sit there and I would camp it. Anytime I could, I would do whatever it was that you did there. And then if I walked to the other end of my house, I could reach a little spot to catch Pokemon. That always had Pokemon there. And then, like, over to the other side of the house, the other corner, I could also reach something. I was set, guys. I was so set. I could not tell you the login stuff. I think I deleted my account, honestly. What? Can I be your bestie? Maybe. Once I know you a little bit better, there's a chance. You didn't join the big raid crowds. I didn't. No, I was just a little kid, guys. I mean, 10 years ago, I was 11 years old. Oh, jeez. That would have been awful. I didn't play Pokemon either. We are flashing like crazy. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like flashing. For the last decade, I keep thinking I'm 26 and I'm not. Or that sentence, yeah, it threw me. It threw me through a loop. All right, well, Elfie's not live. I don't know who we're in a raid yet. Give me a second, chat. I appreciate y'all being here. This has been a lot of fun. I'm sorry for being a little weird, but I don't regret a thing. So maybe I'm not sorry. Let's say hello. Last time I raided him, I said something really bad afterwards. We could raid him again. Kind of the best one on my list for the numbers I'm sitting around. Although it's lagging like terribly. Okay. Oh, he's fixed it. Okay, let's try this. As my brother is 7 and he's better than me. Dang. That's fair. That's fair. He just no-lifed it. Let's promise. Let's just pretend that he no-lifed it. Hop in raid, get some free channel points. Thanks for stream. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Genuinely, it's been a lot of fun. If you hop in raid, you'll get to meet a cool streamer along the way. We're gonna raid Fire Breath Man. He's yapping about MCC, money, and derusting. I don't know what any of that means. I think money might be referring to Money SMP, and MCC refers to the hit show MCC. He might kill Etho with his fist again. Who knows? We'll see. Hop in the raid, though. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.